So by now, you've probably watched the Splatoon 3 teaser, and I don't know about you, but I'm totally hyped. I thought I could analyze the teaser and see if we can find some Easter eggs and hints about what the game could look like. This video is done in collaboration with Joelho Paixão.
What's up, everyone? Glad to be here, and what a time to be alive, am I right? This made a somewhat mediocre direct into a must-watch for any Nintendo fan. If this game ends up being anywhere near as good as Splatoon 2, I might drop Smash for a while. So, without further ado, let's get into dissecting this trailer.
So immediately, the teaser starts out with a bone-dry canyon, a landscape we have never seen in a Splatoon game before. It shifts to another shot of a wasteland, with what seems to be some rusted train carriages. They look oddly familiar to the Octo expansion ones. Next, an Inkling appears, sitting on the floor with a salmonid, and they seem to be friendly. So immediately we can assume that we are teaming with the salmonids. Another interesting detail is, the Inkling is wearing a hood, big sunglasses and a face mask. Is it possible that this Inkling is trying to hide from something, but we don't know what yet?
A minor detail that stood out to me were the Borderland visuals from the Canyon Wasteland all the way to the Inkling's refugee appearance. It's just a cool details that a lot of you probably noticed.
Another really important detail is the fact that we can immediately pick an Octoling as a playable character right from the start. This could mean that the story mode is actually not based from Inkling versus Octolings, but the two species versus something else.
This likely means that the war between both species has come to an end, and as well as the salmon run migration. This could be a reason for the small fry shown in the trailers that follows you around. Maybe the salmonids were wiped out or forced to retreat back to shore after the events that happened between Splatoon 2 and 3. Or maybe you just bond with this small fry for no particular reason, which sounds extremely unlikely if you ask me.
Our assumptions are confirmed when the game refers to the Salmonid as Little Buddy. I have a feeling that this hero mode will be much better than the previous two. Right after the character selection preview, a really obvious structure of the Inkopolis Tower is deep into the ground, with the base on the top. So we can also deduce that Inkopolis has been destroyed. This teaser looks like it is showing the results of the final fest in Splatoon 2, where Team Chaos won.
A possible explanation for the sudden change in scene could be another great turf wars that could have happened between the events of Splatoon 2 and 3, which involved the Salmonids and the Octarians, ended up in chaos. Inklings and Octolings might have had to form a city in the middle of the desert canyon to survive as outcasts as a consequence of loss and fight for survival.
The Inkling and the Small Fry proceed to board a train in the middle of this canyon. Another possible theory is, maybe this desert is the deep bottom of the ocean shown in the Octo expansion, and perhaps this ocean has dried out? There isn't really a reason why yet, either than maybe climate change, but it would definitely be interesting as part of the story mode plot. When they board the train, a really weird looking fish never seen in Splatoon before is hanging out. It has a really big resemblance to a red snapper. There is a really gigantic silver tower in the window view, which seems to be the new city. The Inkling shows up in the new city. It seems to be much more crowded and has a lot of residential apartments. Could it be that we get our own apartments in this game? Immediately after, a plane flies over this city. Is it possible that we will have a map outside of the city, and will we be able to board planes to travel to other intriguing places outside town? After the city cutscene, the teaser shows a bit of gameplay on a new map. One thing I noticed is how the landscape looks a lot like some structures in the Octo Canyon.
Now, about the new gameplay changes. The spawn point we used to have in the past games is gone and is replaced by this weird looking drones that each have their own individual spawn point for each player, and it seems we are capable of super jumping into the map after we get splattered without the need of beacons and or teammates. Which sounds pretty overpowered, but it will probably have a limited range from the spawn. From the teaser, we can see some familiar weapons. The Dynamo Roller, E-Leader 4K, Range Blaster, Explosion, Splatter Shot, Hydro Splatling, and 96 Gal, each coming with their own redesigns, or even as new weapons entirely. Next, we get a quick look at the new weapon types that looks like an ink bow, and it seems like it has a similar charge mechanic to the chargers, glowing and everything when it's fully charged and shoots out 3 ink pellets. Soon after, we see a squid do a twist midair. This seems to be a new mechanic of the game, which looks like a quick roll to dodge ink from the other players. We see the Inkling using the same twist to gain height when jumping off a wall and blasting another Inkling.
Something I noticed that was really curious was the skeleton of what looks like a salmonid. This points to our theory that the salmonids could have been wiped out.
After we get a zoomed out shot of the entire maps they're playing in, and we can see two specials in action. The Stingrays that seems to be divided into four different rays, and the Inkzooka from Splatoon 1 is making a return, but instead of shooting tornadoes, it shoots three huge ink blasts similar to those of an inkjet. This will probably impact the meta and possibly make specials more reliable like in Splatoon 1. We also get a quick glimpse of what appears to be an ink crab, which is likely a new sub-weapon. It will probably act similar to an Autobomb.
So, this concludes our analysis of the Splatoon 3 teaser. Let us know if you have your own theories down in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss more content. See you guys next time.
Peace out, everyone.